Unbelievable news. Another Rose employee has jumped out of a perfectly good airplane. Roxann Hayford is a communications specialist. She's an ace at putting sentences together and getting her message across. But on the day that she found herself 10,000 feet in the air and looking at the ground below, barreling towards her, took her words away. Now that she's recovered, hear what she has to say about doing a tandem skydive for Jump for the Rose. Let's talk about your breast. A different kind of podcast presented to you by The Rose, a breast center of excellence and a Texas treasure. You're going to hear frank discussions about tough topics, and you're going to learn why knowing about your breast could save your life. Join us as we hear another story and we answer those tough questions that you may have. Roxann, what made you jump out of a perfectly good airplane?
Well, skydiving was always one of those bucket list ideas that I had, but never anything that I actively looked into or researched. But then when I joined the Rose, I saw a picture in our conference room of a team of skydivers. And then as I learned more about Jump for the Rose, I thought, well, this is a perfect opportunity to do what I've always wanted to do, but it's going to be bigger than me. It's going to be for a greater purpose. And that's really what motivated me to do Jump for the Rose and jump out of an airplane at 14,000 feet.
Okay, so you're on this plane and you're doing a tandem jump.
Right.
Let's be sure our listeners know that we just didn't push you out of that
I
plane.
was safely clipped on.
Right, and you're jumping, about to jump out. Was that the scariest part, or was there some other part of it that was scary?
I'm not sure if I was scared. I don't know if, it was the altitude. I have no idea why I wasn't terrified, but I really wasn't when I initially jumped. It's definitely a very different feeling during that initial descent. You're coming down at 120 miles an hour and it's a lot of wind and it's cold. And you're just really trying to get your bearings. But then once you hit the 6,000 feet and your parachute deploys, it was such an amazing feeling. It truly was magical to gracefully float down to the earth. That's something I didn't expect at all. I didn't know what to expect, but I certainly didn't think it was going to be as graceful and as peaceful as it was. And
did you pull the cord?
We both, the instructor and I both had our hand on it. I'm not sure if I actually did. I'm going to say that I did, but she might have been the one to actually pull it because I was so distracted and trying to figure things out. But I did try. I did go for it.
And while you were being prepped for all this, did you feel like you had enough instruction and enough guidance on how to hold your body, what to do?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Before the jump, there was a 20-minute, video that you watch. We had another instructor that was there to answer questions because there were other people that were jumping as well that didn't have any experience, just like I didn't. So he was very patient with us and did answer every question about, like you said, how you should position your body and what different things we could anticipate once we were up there. So I felt comfortable with the instruction that we were given.
Yeah. And now you've already talked about how it felt when you pulled the cord and the parachute opened. And was that the best part of it?
The best part of it was floating.
Floating, yeah.
Definitely floating, to see the curve of the earth, how peaceful it was. Like I said, when you're first coming down, it's so loud and you feel the pressure of the wind. But once you're floating down, you can remove your goggles and you can actually have a conversation with your instructor, which is something that she and I did. It was very moving. It brought me to tears. I will admit I cried while I was up there, not because I was afraid. It was just so beautiful. And it just made me so grateful.
Mm-hmm. Of course, you were still on the job while you were coming down. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. So I had mentioned to the team before I went up that I was with the Rose and that, this was part of Jump for the Rose. And the instructor that I was with, we're coming down, as I said, and you can have a conversation. And she said, so what do you do for the Rose? So I explained to her that I work in the marketing department. I help coordinate projects. And she said, well, I'm due for my mammogram. Can I call the Rose? And I said, sure, you can call the Rose. We have, different teams that can help with different things. And she says, well, but I don't have insurance. Is that a problem? And I said, no, that's not a problem. We can help you regardless of your ability to pay. Just give our team a call. So yeah, I was on the clock. I was on the clock while I was doing that jump, but I was glad to help. And I was glad that she and I were the two that were together, because she might not have asked that question if it would have been somebody else. So I was glad that instructor was the one that I was paired with.
Yeah, no matter what, falling out of the airplane, there you are doing your job, making sure women know about the Rose.
Yes.
Now, tell the listeners just a little more about Jump for the Rose. It's been going on 10, 12 years now.
Yes, they've been a longstanding partner of ours, and Jump for the Rose was founded by a wonderful woman named Marion Sparks. It's another nonprofit organization. And what they do is every October, they coordinate a weekend of skydiving and fun and music, and the proceeds from that event go towards the Rose's programs and services to help women throughout Southeast Texas. So it's just a wonderful organization to partner with, and as I mentioned, do a jump that was for more than just me.
Right. And they have funded $300,000 plus over these years, and that has gone a long ways to take care of the women that do not have insurance. So one last thing, would you encourage anyone else to do this, your family, your friends?
I would encourage the adults in my family. I have two daughters, and one of them right away said, Mama, I've got to jump out of a plane. And I said, hold on, little one. But I definitely would. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I enjoyed it, felt safe, felt comfortable, and it was beautiful, and it was exhilarating. So, yes, I would.
Well, thank you so much for being on the spot, doing your job, even when you're falling out of an airplane. And if our listeners ever wondered what that day of jumping out of a perfectly good airplane sounds like, listen to Roxann's original audio from her jump.
Roxann, how's it going?
Good.
Excited?
Yes, extremely.
A little nervous?
A little bit.
It's your first time, right?
Yes.
Why do you want to go skydiving?
I want to skydive for the Rose. I want to skydive for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I want to skydive for all of the patients. And I want to skydive for myself.
Fantastic. All right. Did you bring anybody else with you?
I did.
Who'd you bring?
I brought my family. I brought my two lovely daughters. Brought my husband.
They're going to be our cheerleaders on the ground. There you go. All right.
Yep.
Nice. So you know how high we're going, right?
14,000 feet.
That's right. 14,000 feet is over 2.5 miles straight up in the sky. How fast going to be falling?
I'm going to be flying 120 miles an hour.
120 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You drive a Lamborghini that fast, right?
Yeah.
Every day. What happens to 6,000 feet?
That's when I'm going to pull on the golf ball, and then hopefully it will make my
open the parachute. That's right.
Open.
Awesome. How are you going to know when it gets to 6,000 feet?
Tapping me.
And what's that thing on your wrist?
This is my altimeter.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That'll tell you, too, if you look at it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Sounds like you're ready to do this. Do you have anything to say for friends and family watching at home?
I love you. I'm excited. It's going to be awesome. And I'll see y'all in a bit.
All right. You ready to have some fun?
Yes.
Let's go. Woohoo!
It's incredible. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
Wow. Look right, turn right. We are looking for traffic, no traffic. Yeah. Okay, good job.
Incredible experience ever.
You
Oh
had
my
fun?
gosh, awesome.
What was the best part?
Once we started gliding slowly, that was my favorite part. Just to
Okay.
look and see the view and see above the clouds.
Yeah.
I was above the above birds. It
Yep.
was incredible. It was amazing. It was just such a blessing, and I was overcome. I was crying. I was laughing. It was beautiful.
Nice.
Beautiful. It was awesome.
How did it feel when we were falling through the sky?
When we were going fast, it was like, what was I thinking? What decision did I make? But then, like I said, once we were kind of floating, it was magical. It really was.
Quite a view up there, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice we can see the Gulf today.
Oh yeah,
All right,
gorgeous.
what'd you think of your fearless instructor, Erin?
I thought she was awesome.
Yeah,
She made me
alright.
feel so comfortable. It was great. It
Let's
was
get
great.
together
I'm
and
so
we'll get a
glad that you were
picture.
with me.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you think you're gonna come back and skydive again?
Maybe. We'll
All
see.
right. What do you want to tell your friends and family home about skydiving?
I want to tell them it's awesome. It's exhilarating. It's thrilling, but it's beautiful and really makes you grateful somehow.
That's right. All right, you did a fantastic job up there. We hope to see you again real soon. Thank you for skydiving here at
Thank
Skydive
you.
Spaceland. Yeah. Woohoo!
So that wraps it up for today. And don't forget, we're doing an episode every single day. You're going to get your daily dose of Let's Talk About Your Breasts during the month of October.
October is the month of pink, and for The Rose, a breast center of excellence, that means we'll be airing podcasts every day in October to celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We'll be sharing everything from men who have had breast cancer to what happens when you are pregnant and diagnosed with cancer. Be sure to share with family and friends because there's a little something for everyone. To find out ways to help The Rose, visit our website at therose.org. And remember, self-care is not selfish, it's essential.